Don't have an agenda, so nothing.
That works.
Works for me. What do you want to talk about?
Just had it open up, so as we did the last time, if there's anything that you guys have going on that we should know about, anything, I mean, we've got some stuff going on at the school that I just wanted to make sure that the selectmen and the town was, up to speed with. Most the projects going on this summer, gonna start within the next few weeks.
June 17th is the HVAC project.
So the backside of the building will be mostly shut down.
Yeah,
The hope and the plan is to have it done before Old Home Week begins. but-
before Old Home Week?
Before Old Home Week, but it
But
is
it's not
inside of the window, it's not guaranteed. So it's, that's why we put that out a few months ago, as soon as we knew when they were coming in to start work.
Okay.
Just so that everyone could have contingency plans as needed and make sure that things were working
'Cause-
smoothly.
Because that would get stuff done, so rec would have, other than Burkefield during Old Home Week, right? Because otherwise rec will be up in the upper field at Burkefield, so as not to interfere with Old Home Week, unless the gym happens to be.
I think honestly, even if they're done and out of there, I don't know how open the gym
Yeah.
will be, except, I
Okay.
mean, if there's special events, then, but there's a lot of work that they then have to do.
Okay.
Because there's so much removal and stuff, and then our crew will not have been able to do anything.
Okay,
Rec is not planning on using the gym
at all, okay.
So if it's open and available for Old Home Week, it probably won't be clean, like
Yeah.
spick and span clean, but as long as the contractors are out and the stuff is out of the way
Yeah.
and safe. That was our plan, was to get it done as quick as possible. And Bowen Corporation knows the restraints that we're under,
Yeah,
but the big thing was to get school opened
yeah.
back in the beginning.
Moody Hill Road will be closed, Linda, do we have that date on that closure?
Next Monday, the 17th, for
Yeah,
the,
so they're gonna take them to account school bus routes, but as soon as the school buses are by, they're gonna shut down.
Ours are done,
And only
elementary
in
school's
high
done
school- no,
Friday.
High school.
Middle and high school have been notified.
Yeah, so Tim knows, so
Yeah.
Linda let us know, so we looped in on an email, and it's only the middle school and high school, because elementary's done.
Okay, what
As
day
of
is it again?
Friday.
next Monday.
Oh,
What's it?
next Monday, okay.
I thought it was Friday for some
Yeah, I
reason.
thought it was too.
Yeah, and Tim said that we won't be closing the road for morning traffic. In the afternoon, the kids are dropped off at the end of the road, and the DPW guys will make sure that they have a safe path to get through above that.
Because it's finals week, and yeah, it's,
Put them all in the bucket of the loader and bring them right up the hill.
That's what Josh said.
Swing them.
Jump in.
Yeah, I thought it was still gonna be a school day, so they were gonna start at 9, and I just requested 9:15, because at 9:07, there's still some of us screeching in on two wheels dropping off kids.
I called, and halfway through my conversation with Holly, I went, wait a minute, there's not even school. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got a question, just
yes.
from a budget standpoint, Linda and I were talking about it earlier today. Health insurance, which is always a wonderful subject. Who do you guys use?
School care it's a Cigna program. Cigna.
It's from
Cigna.
Cigna?
so
School
school
care.
care is like a consortium, and Cigna is their chosen one that they use,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, Cigna administers it. It's a self-funded plan essentially.
Similar like health trusts with Anthem.
Yeah, or interlocal trust.
So we may wanna
Programs,
contact
so, yeah.
Cigna and see if we can get on some program.
So we're gonna look into other, do you know if it's strictly schools?
I believe Borough Town offices had it at one point,
Yeah.
so I do not think it's strictly schools.
If it's something you'd like us to look into, we can see if it's something that the
Well,
town
once we
could-
get contact, then we can start comparing our notes with your notes
Mhm.
to see if we can get, because we all do, we're spending a fortune
Yep,
on healthcare.
it's crazy.
Yes,
And
I think it's the single biggest line we have. When you look at all the lines.
yeah.
When you break them out.
And I don't know if insurance companies will do this for you, but your usage, I mean, if you're using the big old, if you have the big, huge, massive plan, and folks are using like the cheap HMO version of it, do you know what I mean? Like if you're not using all these services that you're paying for, you know, I don't know how to analyze that, and I don't think, you know, Cigna or Anthem are gonna say, well, you guys are only using these tier one, you know, these little services, but I don't know if that's a question worth asking, and if, you know, folks who negotiate, the health insurance rates, like the school care and the health trust, if the folks who do the negotiations somehow have the ability to do that,
Health
to see
trust
what the
is
usage is.
pretty open
Yeah.
and will give us like what, you know, they tell us every month pretty much what is going on in terms of usage, you know,
Oh,
deductibles and that kind of thing. And they send us newsletters all the time, like as a general kind of thing, saying that, you know, we saved this much because people were using the smart shopper thing, and they're really pretty open about ways to save and how much we're saving, so.
Yeah, if we can use that as part of the analysis. Because a company that I used to work for is a small airline, and you had a lot of very young, very healthy pilots who did not need a big, massive healthcare. So they actually created an employee option for, like, it was very high deductibles and all the, you know, but they paid very little because they were less likely to get sick. So they paid very little and had high deductibles, so if something went wrong, it wasn't great, but for the most part, they were young and healthy, didn't have a lot of health issues. So they were able to opt into that very inexpensive not copayment, you know what I mean?
Yeah, out of pocket.
Yeah, so that very inexpensive contribution, employee contribution.
So what
Just
is,
for the catastrophic.
what is the employee contribution at the school, if any?
Oh,
Go-
89 and 11.
89.11. So school district 89, employee 11%.
And town is 95.5?
Correct.
Yeah. Cool.
Does school care offer different tiers? You know, like you can have higher deductibles and things like that, do you know?
They have a green, yellow, and red plans. I haven't gone into them in detail.
But that sounds like it might be the idea.
And there's an HRA built in behind the scenes, so your out-of-pocket maximum, the one that we're on is $4,500 for
We have
family
an
plan.
HRA.
Yeah.
And it's, so the first $2,500 is built into the HRA, and then basically you're out of pocket another $2,000. And then everything's picked up at that point.
We do the same thing. We pay, the HRA covers the first half of the employee's deductible.
Yep.
And then they pay the second half, and then it works on from there. And when we changed the plan and went to a lower premium,
Mhm.
and even putting that HRA in place, we're still saving money, because originally, I think we put $15,000 in the HRA. I don't think we've gone over $5,000 any of the years that we've been doing it in terms of paying people's deductibles, because luckily it seems like everybody's mostly healthy.
Right.
So, you know, so that works out great.
Yep.
Do either organizations offer like a flexible spending account or a healthcare savings account?
Yes, we can give it, there's a new company that they're using for flexible spending now.
Yeah, school care historically worked with Voya, and I don't know that school care made the choice to move to WEX, or if WEX purchased Voya, but it will be WEX as of 1/1. And there's a FSA option and a dependent care expense also.
We offer the same thing,
Hmm.
the FSA, but
Yeah.
only up to $1,500. We're not at the max that you can offer.
We're up to 3.
3,200 the max for the FSA and 5,000 on the dependent care. But fully employee funded, the district
Right.
does not
Yeah, there's
fund
no,
any portion
there's
of
no
that.
district contribution.
The only like caveat to that though is if someone leaves mid-year or something like that and they haven't put all their money into the FSA, you're stuck holding the bag for the pay on the rest of your
Correct.
FSA. So I think that was part of the theory for the selectmen. $1,500 is a pretty good amount, and we capped it, or they
Yeah.
capped it at that. But yeah, we've only run into that once.
There are very tricky rules behind the FSAs that are interesting. So if you leave, you have so many days to use it as well, or it's all gone.
And you can use it all day one.
Correct.
And then you can pay it back throughout the year. So if
Yeah.
you leave in September and you haven't paid those last, 12 weeks of FSA, we're stuck holding the bag.
It's holding the bag for it because it's still being funded.
Yeah, I remember a lot of previous company, a lot of over-the-counter stuff was covered. So the day it was use it or lose it, you're at CVS buying your Dayquil and your Sudafed and all this, stocking up for the season.
Now, does,
So much easier now to do it on Amazon.
yeah, does the town offer a stipend that if the people don't choose to take a care plan?
No, it's been a topic of conversation a lot over the past year. Yeah,
I'm just curious.
it's, I think Bob King said that Chief King has said he's seen it at other, he's had it at other employment.
I know Freedom did it, I don't know if they still do it.
They just changed theirs, they just upped theirs, I believe.
Just talking town or school.
I think
Town or
town.
or
Oh, I'm sorry,
school?
Talking about it.
Town,
Town.
Freedom Town did.
Okay,
Yeah, when they originally instituted it, it was the amount of the single plan. And so it ended up being like $500 a month that the employee got, if they could prove that they were somehow
Covered
through
by
their
insurance.
spouse.
Covered, right,
That was
right.
equal or better to what the town offered.
got it.
And so I don't know, that was years ago, but same idea.
So currently, right now, there's no stipend for a town employee if they choose not to,
Correct.
okay.
Do you know how many employees you cover for health insurance? In the school? I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know.
I always get them conflated
There's
into
About
20.
35 employees, and then I don't know how many are on stipend.
Only about 4 or 5.
So the school does offer that?
So around
We
30.
do offer a,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, it's
20%
20%
of
of,
the maximum employer contribution,
correct.
which works out to something just under 8,000.
We've just got 11 that take the health insurance.
Yeah.
Well, basically every full-time employee.
Well, I guess we wanna work on it on our side, just at least to satisfy that we looked at it.
And our rates are usually in right before our December meeting is when we get our rates for the next year.
Around Thanksgiving.
But if you have anything, Heather, if you can just forward it on, that'd be great.
I wanna say we get ours in mid-October,
Okay.
but we're in January, December, you guys?
We are July,
July.
June.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll send out a notice probably end of September, that what they are hoping to keep the increase to.
Oh,
And they said, you know, they were trying to keep it under 10% last year, and it came in at 9.7,
Oh.
so.
Ours were 15.6.
Ouch. And that's the thing, it keeps going crazy.
Another subject. Been doing this, I'm just winging this.
That's okay.
Long-term CIPs,
Yes.
how far out do you guys go?
So ours currently is about 7 years.
The calculations, yeah, it'll list, assets that are, you know, 20 or 30-year life, but
Projections on the sheet 7.
Right, so the projection number for amount to put away is 7.
So we may be going longer than that, because now we're starting to look at pretty expensive stuff. And some of them are paving issues, and we got some big paving issues down the road. Gotta be in 10 years anyhow, we gotta get a minimum of 10 years now. I mean, we just bought a grader tonight. You know, 7-year pay scale, we're gonna pay it out in 7 years, but we gotta look at the next one,
Right.
because these things are $500,000.
Yeah, that's, we don't have anything on that scale, but.
Yeah, and that's, we're gonna start stretching ours, stretch it out so that we can,
Start putting aside for the next one.
yeah, like, if we just got a truck a month ago, less than a month ago, we got a truck. We should start planning to get rid of that truck,
Right.
you know, get out to 10, 12 years, so that you're not dealing with a truck this year and a loader next year and a grader the following year, and
Right, and I think
then people go nuts.
part of it knowing, for us, knowing what you guys have for big items coming up, or if we have big items that are coming up,
Yeah,
be nice to know and say, we can put ours off a year, if you can put yours off, you know,
Yeah.
we can move them around so that, you know.
Less burden on the
we're
taxpayer.
Doing it,
right.
Try to keep
Because
everything level.
it's all in the tax base.
Right.
And, yeah, we learned this year, you know, we try to keep a grader for, 37 years.
Yeah.
was just too old.
And how much does it cost you after the 10, 15-year mark to keep repairing it?
Yeah,
Is it worth buying another one?
so we may have to reformat the way we even do our CIP, because we,
Yep.
Yeah,
essentially, we can almost go out 20 years.
yep.
I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
I won't be around for the next one.
We'll be passing that buck.
What else do you guys have?
Just a couple of things. So as far as for summer-wise ago, I know Heather had sent an email out, but I just wanted to kind of follow up with it.
I sent the email to DPW.
DPW, okay, thank you. While we're doing the summer work at the school this year, just looking for kind of a nod or an okay for staff to park at the town garage along the fence. We had stopped doing that because the town trucks were getting in and out and wintertime was a mess.
Yeah,
But so that they can stay outside of the contractors as well for the summer program.
yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I think just let Josh know.
And then,
That was the
How many,
ask.
Yeah.
how many cars you talking,
how many cars we talking?
roughly? Not more than 10? 10?
Yeah, not,
Yeah,
yeah.
they should be.
Okay, and they'll stay tight to the fence and not be,
But
parked all.
thinking it would be us and rec, because rec will be using our building
Rec as
too, and
well.
they'll need a place, so just trying to minimize that back parking.
The amount of
area, 'cause
traffic
they'll have all
coming
their contractors and stuff there,
Yeah.
So that adds 5 cars though.
Yeah.
So more like 15, or did 5 include the wreck?
We'll make it work, whatever.
Yeah,
So-
whatever, yeah.
Just want to set expectations, that's all. Oh, and then I had a question about the construction and stuff. So rec will be in the 2, 5, 6 classrooms and going out that opposite from the gym side door. Parents coming for pickup and drop off, can they still go around, or should they go around the front circle and people meet there?
We think mostly that loop will be available, except for like when there's a crane. And so so as soon as they know that they can have a crane in there, and I think they have a date kind of tentatively set. So it'll be like special days that they won't be able to, but otherwise we should be able, because that was one of the questions we had asked.
Okay.
We should be able to use that loop,
Yeah,
so.
because how many, 35, 40 kids a day? So 35, 40 cars picking up every afternoon?
That's not gonna happen at the field? They're not gonna do the drop-off, pickup at the field?
The problem with that is that if it's pouring rain, we'd be at the school. You know, so to try and change that
Yeah,
would,
makes
so like
sense.
last year, I started doing just whatever it is, no matter what, drop off and pick up will be at the school. Just to keep it simple, you know, but yeah, I
Yeah, that
mean,
makes
it would be easier at the field, but if it's pouring rain, we wouldn't be there.
Yeah, trying to do those last minute changes
Yeah,
those first
it's-
couple of
it's
weeks
tough.
of, yeah.
Not everybody has Facebook, not everybody checks their
If you
email.
had like one of those sandwich boards, which we do, you
Yeah.
can put it like at the driveway of
Yeah.
Burke, and say, hey, drop off, that's what Mike used to do.
Especially
Put it on
Monday.
that sign that tells me I'm speeding. I mean that tells people if they're speeding.
But I mean, that's what Mike used to do, if there
That
was,
is
you know,
so
rain, say, you know, pick up or drop
Yeah.
off, whatever, that changes that, would they at least
Haven't
had,
been
That's
Yeah.
true too,
you know,
especially for that crane
and then if
day.
you really do
Yeah.
that.
I don't wanna be in the way.
I know
Yeah.
Mike also would set up cones
Yep.
at Burkefield, sorry, I feel like Burke feels that way, but.
I know.
He would set up cones to kind of really help that traffic go,
Right.
so it wasn't kind of willy-nilly.
Okay.
So
your
just
Okay.
CITs. Last year was just
Yeah,
so
yellow
rainy,
vests.
flags,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
flashlights.
Yeah. Last year was just super rainy though, that
Oh
was
my
the
god, it
worst.
was miserable
Let's
last
hope it's
year.
not another summer like that.
Oh,
And the other was just, we're gonna be doing the playground for the preschool, which will be to the left of the little schoolhouse.
But across the driveway?
On the other side of the driveway, yes.
Where the
So
fencing is now.
Where just before the fencing, where there's kind of a garden in there
Yeah.
right now, that's gonna come out. But Heather had talked to the DPW, some of the crew, and they had offered, well, they had, well,
They agreed,
they
no, I
agreed
didn't ask if they could help, and so they
that
agreed to.
they could be able to help do some of the site work to help save some money.
So that's just a thank you,
Yes.
hoping that's not new to you.
To me, but I don't know, not my deal.
You talk to DPW,
Done?
it's done.
Okay.
They said they were kind of invested, they might have had a couple of kids going there, so.
Perfect.
So the words were, we'll get it done right, and I said, thank you, that's what I need. it to be done right, so.
Yeah, because it's low there, so it can get wet, so I think it was talked about how to, and that's so not my specialty in any way, shape, or form, so.
Yeah.
If they know how to make it right, make it right. That's all I've got.
I don't have anything else, guys. Anything else? No?
Good. And just if you guys have anything come up, feel free to let us know.
Yeah,
Likewise, we'll do the same. Maybe we'll try to get together again, and I think last year we did November as well.
yeah.
When we're both kind of in budget season to see where we need to be.
See, hopefully we'll have our CIP kind of put together.
We're gonna work on ours later this summer,
Yeah,
and see where we can get.
yeah.
Try to get it to a format which everybody likes. Last year was a little,
Was rather colorful last year.
I don't like the format, so.
right.
that's
We changed the format, and then there were some people that didn't like the format at all. And then we changed it back, and then there were some people that didn't like to change back, and then at the deliberative session, the moderator says, why didn't you do it this way? Well, we did do it that way, but then we switched it back, so we're gonna try to get to one format and stick to it.
Yeah,
Um,
we've dubbed around with it. It's not an easy form to put together.
No,
It's not easy.
no, and Heather did a good job this past year, changing some of the escalators in it. You know, if it's a 10-year project, it's $250,000, it doesn't need a 3% annual escalator. It may need 1%, you know,
Yeah,
on a guesstimate on a boiler system, because, you know, you look in 20 years out, 3% every year, the $200,000 boiler just went to $800,000.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen,
yeah.
hopefully. But, so. But
I
yes,
have a
we're-
colleague who called colorful spreadsheets clown barf. So hopefully we don't go there.
I think the other thing about our CIP though, one thing that's hard is we're tapping into our capital reserve fund to finish that HVAC project.
Right.
Because it came in so much higher than Sean had anticipated, so we've have to tap into that, so that'll make it a little bit harder to
I
try to
added that in
rebuild
last
that
year, but
capital
yeah.
reserve.
There's some rebuilding over the next 7 years anyways.
Are they going in through the roof? Is that how they're gonna drop it in?
So they're
Cut the roof out
be where the old skylights were.
Yeah,
So there are 4, call them split units, that are gonna control that. And then the whole big air handler that's loud and
Yeah.
everybody throws the breaker switch,
yeah.
that's not gonna be there no more. So it's in all your ductwork that goes along the edge, that you can see the big honking ductwork is gonna be gone as well.
Really?
So,
The holes are already there, so.
right, during the summer months, you can cool the room, you know, so for those events that things get way too hot, you'll have air conditioning in the room,
Yeah.
but it'll also be better air quality overall.
Good.
I don't know, I'd say there are some winter events when you have that place jam-packed with a basketball game. You get a little
Right.
toasty in there
Then-
too.
then it'd just be nice to move the air around.
Yeah, you crack a window
When you
and
can't open the doors.
Crack the doors,
Yep.
yeah.
I was gonna say, new gym floor, is that next?
That is not on, that has not been on the radar, but I will say there has
been on the
been.
radar, just
But
doesn't
it's been
end up on
talked
the
about
CIP.
many times because
What's that?
A
a
new
gym
gym
floor.
floor.
You know, the floor in the gym is just linoleum over concrete, which is not ideal for a basketball court.
A lot of
But-
kids got hurt last year.
Yeah,
But technically, there's nothing wrong with that floor, and it can last more than a
Right.
lifetime.
longer than a parquet floor can, but
And less expensive to
I asked about it
maintain.
my first year,
There's
that's
lots
what
of
I was
ice
told. I
packs.
was like, oh.
yeah.
But then as soon as you start putting wood down, then you worry about finishing it and refinishing it.
Right, yep.
And then covering it, you know, oh, town meeting's coming in or deliberative session's coming in, we gotta roll out the rubber carpet.
But there's also that, if you've been to North County Community Center and the type of flooring that they have, it's like that rubberized mat kind of stuff that
Mhm.
absorbs. So that's definitely on the radar too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Things that we're looking at, because then you wouldn't have all those issues that you have with wood,
Got it.
so.
Did she just say community center?
Maybe.
Did she say Madison should have a community center? Is that what I heard?
No, I think I heard her say at the North
I think-
Conway Community Center.
okay,
Do not be
sorry.
putting words in her
I'm
mouth.
sorry.
A performing arts center slash community
Yes.
center, so.
Yeah.
Right next to the Madison Pavilion.
And if you need a corner schoolhouse, you know, we're gonna build off that.
Don't
It's a
forget
dollar,
the
we have to
playground.
transfer it. It's $1.
Don't forget
It's
to have the
actually-
playground closed.
There's
too.
actually a Gulf Flora Community Center, was done by Plan New Hampshire for the town of Madison probably 15 years ago, and we got a copy of it sitting in the office.
Really?
Ooh,
I
do
didn't
you?
hear the beginning.
Plan for a community center?
Oh, the pavilion idea?
Yeah, no, Plan New Hampshire gave us that big book about this big, with
Yeah.
a pavilion
Sure.
right down by where the driveway is, and we can put a community center there.
Was that the charrette?
Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody wants to see it, can come look at it.
Yes,
It's lovely
please.
to look at,
Yes, please.
pretty expensive.
I was gonna say,
How much do you
I wanna
have?
see the dollar sign first, and that was 15 years ago's dollar
15 years
sign,
ago.
so yeah.
Yeah, those even called to finish
Yeah,
the
probably
next
more
floor
than
up here.
Oh, really?
We got a whole nother floor here.
You got a couple extras, you could have like dance halls up there and
There's
everything.
actually a
to
stage
be.
up there. You guys never been up there? Yeah.
I have.
I
Yeah.
used to perform up there as a
There's a
child.
stage up there, hardwood flooring.
I don't wanna
This
say.
building was
anything,
around then?
Like, I don't wanna say anything, but a certain couple had their wedding reception in this building in 1994. I don't wanna,
Oh, really?
Back when it was down the road.
I
Yeah.
think then that certain couple should fund the renovation of their floor.
you know,
Yeah.
No?
And
Well, you can
15
name
years
it
ago, it
after
was
them.
only $500,000.
To renovate.
Yeah, because they had to put an elevator in. That's the killer.
ADA
Anyhow,
accessible.
we'll put that on your 20-year plan. I'll be around for it.
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
I'm good.
We're good. Anybody else? Anything?
Anything else from anyone?
Make a
Good,
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn second.
All in favor?
a second.
Hey.
We're all out. Thank you.